Hello, everyone. How are you guys all doing? Oh, I'm looking to the left. Hold on. And now I'm looking to the other left. I can't get my left and right. Kontomo, hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? What's poppin'? Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, the reverb every single time. I really gotta check that. Let's try that again. Kontomo, everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing? Oh my gosh. Sorry for all the delays today. Bun duties were kind of crazy. But they should be all cleared up now, so we're good. But yeah. Hello. For those of you who are new here, my name is Uzuki Tomoya, and I am Tsunderia's resident marshmallow bunny rabbit here at your service. From Generation 3. Oh, sorry, I had a burp. But today we'll be playing some Tiny Bunny. But before all that, I want to say hello to everyone who's popping in, and we can get the vibes going. So welcome in Knights, as well as Choco Milk Tea, Silho, Cloudy Lavender, Echelu, Mavis, Mintishi, Persephone, Perpy, Shigura, and Ryokun. Nice tight crowd here today. Thanks for stopping by and spending your evening, afternoon, morning with me. We'll be continuing on in Tiny Bunny and seeing the fate of our protagonist as we delve deeper into the woods of this visual novel horror game. Please let me know if the audio is sounding okay. I tweaked my settings again on accident a little bit today, and now I can't remember how to go back. But they should still be okay. But yeah. So for those who haven't been following the saga, where did we leave off? We left off at, our glasses were mysteriously returned to us after we were beaten by a group of very mean bullies. And then, we basically had like a horror scene where the owl seemed to be outside, but when we checked the windowsill, our glasses were returned to us. And now the bully, who seemingly had the glasses last time we saw them, is now missing. So we can see what else is going. We also met a interesting girl wearing a fox mask who might actually be a fox. Unsure about that. But either way, I think it will be very interesting. Also, have a good day at work. No worries, Ryokun. It is what it is. Hopefully you can still pop by or watch the VOD later. But yes, in the meantime, let's swap on over to the video game. Welcome in, Hebiroku. Hope you're having a good one. Thanks for stopping by and spending your morning, afternoon, evening on the stream. We're about to get into the game here, and so let's see what we got. Let's turn off that funny BGM and bring in the game audio. Okay, here we are, back at it again with some more Tiny Bunny. Not scary at all, not intimidating at all, but let's pop on in. Shall we? Wait, hold up. Let me grab my settings over here. I love how atmospheric the music is. It really isn't scary at all, right? All right, let's load on in. So, last time was last week, 7 days ago. I have no idea how many episodes this game actually has, so we'll see. Now there are 2 children missing, it would appear. He's one of the kids who hated Baburin. You think he did it? I've heard he's a weirdo. I hurriedly rubbed my glasses. The glasses! Semyon was clutching the item in his fist while I was getting beaten up. And in just a couple hours, this lost item was lying on the edge of my window. Gonna throw a donut at you when you least expect it. Thank you, Miso Hydrodynamic. Welcome onto the stream. Also, welcome on, Anon Kontomo. It's hard to imagine that Syoma suddenly got guilty conscious and returned my glasses in such a strange way. I was shocked but kept walking toward the classroom, accompanied by nasty whispers all around me. That photo stood still before my eyes. Semyon gone missing. Semyon is gone. His fat fingers will never get to my throat. His signet ring won't smash onto my chin. He'll never humiliate me again. Also, welcome in, Anime Freak 123ization. Hello, how are you doing, Kontomo? The most unexpected jump scare of all, donut. True, I would be pretty afraid. Donut's usually not intimidating, but in any circumstance like this, very scary. Wasn't that what I wished for? Also, welcome in, Flaming Ato Kontomo. Thanks for stopping by and spending your morning, afternoon, evening on the stream. On the other hand, did I really wish Semyon to become a murky stain on the notice board? He was still someone's son or grandson, and he went through the same struggles as me. Oh, this is spooky. Did I really wish for my unseen companion to dispatch him in such a brutal fashion? I didn't know the answer, or I was just scared of it. Nonetheless, school still had something nice about it. Polina, the girl with a violin, was like a mountain spring, like well water that you gulp down, pressing your lips against the zinc outer ring of a bucket and can't get enough. What if I make her one of the characters in the story I'll draw? The protagonist will save her from terrifying monsters. As soon as I thought of monsters, a bunch of my classmates slid down the rails, smirking like the xenomorphs from the Alien. I immediately felt larvae of fear writhe in my stomach. I didn't want to cross paths with Romka and Biasha after what happened yesterday, especially since Semyon suddenly went missing. Into the classroom we go. Still Team Elisa, exactly. Team Elisa is where it's at. I entered the classroom and went toward the last row. All of the chatter suddenly died down, so I walked there in complete silence. I felt like my classmates pushed and poked with their stares. They carefully observed my every move. They looked at me with a mortifying mix of pity, ridicule, and derision. Like a scientist looks at an ugly representative of a newfound species of worms. Ooh. I stared at my desk with a huge pile of library textbooks on top, my fists clenched. It felt like I was the one who disappeared in the snowy forest, and my desk was finally used for something worthwhile. Semyon's empty chair stood in front of me. The chair that once belonged to Volva was gathering dust somewhere in another classroom. I guess we'll sit down. Pull a chair out. After a moment of hesitation, I sat down at Baburin's desk, the place where I was supposed to be assigned by Lilia Pavlovna at first. Wait, is he referring to himself in third person? That's interesting. The chatter resumed, as if someone had just unpaused the movie. Baburin's grandma made such a fuss when he didn't return home. First he ran to the school, then called the cops. Yes. Katya stuck a cunning glance at me, then leaned to her neighbor and whispered something. Girls from the second row also leaned in. She shared something with them too. Whispers, nods. I kept catching her stare on myself. Her neighbor stared too. The whole class was watching me. It felt like they felt the need to watch me because they were searching for traces of blood on my fingers. I wanted to defend myself and shout, "Guys, listen, I'm innocent." The delinquents turned around and stared at me in silence. Their looks were dripping with malice. But why? What did I do to them? Their friend went missing and they're still focused on me? Suddenly I noticed Biasha drilling a hole in my nose with his eyes. It felt like he was about to point his finger at me and shout at the top of his lungs, "Everyone look! Baburin snatched his glasses yesterday, and now he has them back! Murderer!" But he remained silent, as if there was nothing special at all about my glasses. I may be going mad, but I think Biasha knows something. He knows something but won't tell me what. As if looking for protection, I clutched the ruler until my hand hurt. You don't have to be Columbo to solve this. Who held a grudge against Baburin? Who hit him yesterday? Bullied him and then... The metal ruler fell out of my weak fingers. It hit the floor with a jingle that made other kids shudder. Katya bit her tongue and squirmed nervously. Chairs scraped against the floor. My classmates moved away from me, closer to the exit toward the teacher's desk. I was not the only one to catch wind of the change. Romka and Biasha looked around and winced in contempt. Too bad they weren't afraid of me like everyone else. Shut it! I watched Baburin get a whipping from this old hag and... Oh, I bet you Baburin just got a whipping from his old hag and ran off. They'll find him soon. Oh wait, Baburin's the bully. Oh, I see. They'll find him all right. In a ravine with his stomach cut open. I gulped. I imagined Shoma on a snowy blanket, his face, white like a fish belly, split down the middle. Oh, that's gruesome. By the crevice of his mouth, snowflakes falling on his glassy eyes and filled up his throat. See? I could almost hear his condescending tone. It's all your fault. But why was Semyon the only one who got his desserts for bullying me? Weren't all of them supposed to disappear? Romka, Biasha, Katya, along with every laughing onlooker. Ooh. Of course, Semyon did me a favor by disappearing. Thanks to him, my classmates now stared at me in awe. But that was only one side of the coin. What if I'll have to repay the favor soon? The door creaked. Polina entered the classroom. I straightened in a hurry so she wouldn't see me looking like a scared critter. Polina went to her seat without looking at me. The ringer's trill announced the start of the class. Alright, stop messing around, class, stand up. You too, Petrov. Lilia Pavlovna went to her desk, followed by a policeman in a uniform. It was the man who visited us recently, tall, and his stare so sharp you could cut on it. Hello there, kids. Hi! You can sit down, kids. This is Senior Lieutenant Konstantin Vladimirovich Tikhonov. He's going to ask you a couple of questions and give you a small PSA. The class livened up. Talking to a policeman was way better than studying. Yeah, exactly. Hello, my fellow kids. I, on the other hand, was ready to sit through hundreds of hours of Russian literature just to escape the lieutenant's oppressive stare. His brown eyes felt around the classroom, looking for me. His hair stood on the back of my neck. An icicle had lodged in my gut. Is it true that Baburin got killed by a serial killer? Shush, Ekaterina. Let the adults ask the questions here. We're all scared. Maybe the killer is somewhere close. Maybe they're even sitting among us. Among us? Sus? Sus? Okay. Her sly stare was directed at me. Tikhonov stepped in between the rows of desks and started walking at an excruciatingly slow pace, brushing his fingers against the chairs as he passed by. Among Us? Among Us count one, true. Some of the students almost broke their necks following his movements. That's how a crowd of commoners would gleefully anticipate a public execution in the Middle Ages. As he just walked, getting closer and closer to me, I gritted my teeth to stop myself from screaming. Calm down. Breathe. You didn't kidnap or kill anyone. He already knew the answer to his question, but the policeman still asked in a stern voice.
Petrov Anton?
Petrov Anton?
Да.
Yes?
Встань, Петров.
Stand up, Petrov. My muscles turned to stone. I got up, unglued myself from the chair. I felt like I could hear all my joints creak in the process. I only wished that Polina wouldn't turn around to see the grimace of horror on my face. Thank you for the super chat. Sorry for being sussy. I can't help it, Mungus. It's in your name, Mungus. It's okay. I understand if you're sussy. I respect that, and I appreciate that, Mungus. If I could only be somewhere far away, in the forest, digging myself into a snow pile, rolling up into a ball there. He doesn't seem horrified. Indeed. The officer stared at me as if he was about to lock a pair of handcuffs on my wrists. I wonder how cold those bracelets are to the touch. I imagined myself getting jailed, put into a juvenile detention center where tons of Semyons would constantly harass me.
Я ничего не знаю.
I don't know anything. I have nothing to do with this.
А тебя никто и не обвиняет.
Nobody's accusing you of anything.
Пока что.
For now. I noticed a file that said case number in his hands. It had a gray cover, made of some rough carton. It flopped onto the desk like a guillotine blade that slid down someone's neck. With a measured motion, Tikhonov opened the file, studying me with his gaze. I caught a glimpse of documents and photos. They showed prints on the snow. They looked like animal
Ты с
prints.
Семеном Бабуриным общался?
Have you talked to Semyon Baburin before?
Я знал его всего одну неделю.
I only knew him for a week.
Все знают.
Everyone knows that Petrov hated him.
Видел.
I turned red. You ugly biatch. I wanted to sink my teeth into Katya's face and chew out her cheek. Ooh, that's rabid. Instead, I replied with the calmest voice I could muster.
Мы повздорили вчера.
We had a fight yesterday,
Но он первый начал.
but he started it.
Я его ударил.
So I hit him.
Сильно?
How hard did you hit him?
Да нет.
Not that hard. I mean... I waved my hand indecisively. Tikhonov looked at my fist as if he was surprised that I managed to hit the big kid from the photo. Surprisingly, Lilia Pavlovna came to my rescue.
Бабурин проблемный подросток.
Baburin is a troubled teen, a true pain in the rear. The officer replied with a meaningful nod and fished the notebook out of the file. Ooh, this is tense. Algebra.
Это твое?
Is this yours? I averted my gaze. It was the math notebook with my name on it. My classmates devoured me greedily with their eyes. It felt like even the writers on the portraits squinted at me in suspicion.
Мое.
Yes.
В лесу нашли.
We found it in the forest, in the area where the tractor driver who was plowing snow there last saw Baburin. I started blinking in bewilderment. Romka ransacked my school bag. The notebook probably got lost somewhere in the bushes. The lieutenant knew about the school brawl, but was he aware of the fight in the forest clearing? I had witnesses that could testify to Semyon, and I was walking in different directions after that. I looked toward the boys hopefully. Romka, who sat behind Tikhonov, put a finger on his lips. And when the officer quickly turned around, he pretended to pick his nose. I deciphered his signal. Boys like Romka would probably say, snitches get stitches in a situation like this. I frantically fixed my glasses. Wait, Semyon took them away yesterday, but now they're...
Так что ты делал вчера в лесу, Антон?
So what were you doing in the forest yesterday, Anton?
Я в школу через
I
лес
go to school through the forest.
Могла выпасть
It could have
легко.
easily fallen out in my bag. Easily. Just like me producing this half-truth.
Будь осторожнее.
Be careful out there. Before I could realize whether this was a genuine piece of advice or veiled threat, the teacher said, Class, the officer will now tell you about some rules you should follow. So the killer does exist.
Пока мы ничего вам
We can't
сказать
make
не
any
можем.
of this public for now.
Но есть преступник или
Whether
нет,
the
вы
criminal
должны
really
четко
exists or
помнить о
not,
собственной
you shouldn't be
безопасности.
mindful of your safety.
бережет
The
милиция.
police, your
Вас
parents, and your
оберегают родители и
teachers
учителя.
all watch
Но в
over
первую
you,
очередь
but no one
защищать
guards
тебя
you better
должны
than
вы сами.
yourself.
Итак,
All right,
Кто там
any
что хотел
questions? A stockade of arms rose from the desks. The kids shouted over each other, swarming the policemen with questions. In an attempt to calm down the chorus, he moved toward the blackboard. The gray file was left lying in front of me. I stared at it, my breathing so ragged that I might have looked like someone who just ran a 100-meter sprint. Beads of sweat rolled down my back. I looked around the classroom. My classmates were catching the officer's every word. Only Romka was saying something to Biasha. Lilia Pavlovna was staring out into the window, fighting back yawns. Even the teacher's tired.
комендантский час, причин пока нет.
Let's open. As soon as I touched the folder, Tikhonov lashed at me with his eyes. Oh. My hand instinctively moved away, it's so hard it hurt. The officer kept staring at me without saying a word, making me squirm under the weight of his uncomfortable silence and the sneering looks of his classmate. And then suddenly he continued his speech as if nothing ever
Слишком мало
happened.
времени прошло с момента исчезновения вашего одноклассника.
I feel like I shouldn't open it. Nobody paid me any mind as I slowly opened the file. My fingers started sifting through the documents. Ksenia Talaleva, 6 years old, left her home sometime in December. Identifying features, okay. My heart almost jumped out of my ribcage. A round-faced girl no older than Olya smiled in front of me at the photo. The first victim of a serial killer? The first child to disappear in the forest without a trace? I turned another page. Vladimir Matyukin, 10 years old. Vova was the second. His mitten hanging out from the branch. His name, called out by desperate adults and repeated by the sneering echo. Lilia Pavlovna coughed, trying to calm down the rowdy students. I yanked my hand away and the file closed.
Теперь поговорим о диких животных. Как известно, в наших
Fingerprints,
лесах
true.
водятся волки, медведи.
Okay. I clenched my teeth by surprise, pushed myself in the back of my chair, blinking in bewilderment. The officer slightly gathered the documents and gave me a stern look.
Больно ты любопытный.
Well, aren't you a curious boy, Petrov?
И еще.
I'm just so tempted, guys! I want to know! Let me say this again. If you see anyone suspicious in the village, be it near the school or in the forest trail, contact the police immediately. You know our number, right? 02.
Спасибо, ребята.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls.
Спасибо,
Thank you, Lilia Pavlovna.
И это.
All right, we'll find your classmate. Yeah, right, a thought flashed through my mind. Oh my god, I hurt my throat screaming like that. Dig through enough ditches and maybe you'll be able to piece them together. Like Legos. My thoughts turned evil for some reason, and I couldn't control them. I tried to switch to the lieutenant's speech about suspicious individuals. What if I saw the killer before? What if I was a hairbreadth's reach away from them? Suspicious people, How suspicious was that fox girl that wandered in the darkness? A weirdo that always appears out of nowhere and then dissolves into thin air with riddles and rhymes. Could she really harm the hulking Semyon? Should I tell the officer about her? What if the other kids depend on this? Of the cute Ksenia and Vova too? What if I get mocked for speaking out? What if they'll start whispering behind my back? Or what's even worse, think I'm insane? Romka gave me a stern look over the shoulder. I doubt someone like him would approve of cooperating with the police. Katya's braid dangled nervously behind the delinquent standing in front of me. My hand was glued to the desk. Tikhonov was saying goodbye to Lilia Pavlovna. He was about to leave. It'll be too late soon. Oh gosh, what do I do? What do I do? This is such a decision. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. What do you guys think? I'm actually torn here. I'm actually really torn. Poll? We could do a poll. Let me pour myself some water in this break moment. I feel like, man, these decisions are tough. I'll make a poll. What do you guys think? I may or may not listen. What do? Stay silent? Tell him. Also, the first girl did kind of look like Polina. It was a little bit uncanny, I would say. Well, I feel like it's the safer choice to remain quiet. Sorry, just eating a chip. I feel like I'm curious about what would happen if I told him, right? Would he even listen to me? Like, decisions, right? Silence is the safe play, but what's the point in playing the game if you're just going to be, quiet, right? Do we risk it? Or do we play it safe? There is a save feature. You know what? You know what? I can't save. Oh no. I can't save when I'm on a decision screen, actually. We might get jumped again. True. The poll is leaning towards silence. But it's pretty close. It's like 1 or 2 votes away. See, I actually can't save. Escape is disabled for me right now. Or... oh no, I can save. Well, we'll save in this one as well. Actually, no, I'm not sure if I want to overwrite the save. We'll save into this one. Oh wow, there's so many different saves. Okay. Yeah, let's see both options. Let's stay... okay. Saving. Yeah, we'll save and then... so... we'll stay silent and see what happens. And then we'll tell him. No way. I've had enough of humiliation. I'll keep my head down. Like a bunny. Locked my fingers and zipped my mouth. The bell rang. Okay. So that's interesting. Now let's see what happens if we save here. So this is, we stay silent. And this one is, we tell him. Oh, no. I'm gonna say load save. Oops, wrong button. And then let's load this one. And let's see what happens if we tell him. I indulged my palm from the tabletop. I need to warn him, at very least for Olya's sake, to ensure her safety in the house near the squeaky pines. I raised my hand heavy as a dumbbell. Excuse me. Almost 24 heads turned my way. My teacher, the officer Polina, Katya subbed an elbow into her friend's side. Sleepy Biasha stretched out his neck. Oh, this is definitely a more interesting option. Romka frowned inquiringly.
Я слушаю.
I'm listening. it felt like I was being studied under a microscope.
Вчера утром по дороге в
Yesterday,
школу я
when I
видел
was walking to school in the morning,
незнакомого человека.
I saw an unfamiliar person. My classmates started whispering. Tikhonov frowned. A steep wrinkle adorned the silence between his eyebrows. There's no way he'd be able to tell if it was an outsider or local. He just moved to our village. The other kid smirked. Katya flashed an evil smile.
Спокойствие.
Calm down. Can you describe them in more detail, Anton? Then it dawned on me. I can do more than describe them. What I can do,
Я нарисовать могу.
I can draw them.
Я рисую.
I know how to
немного.
draw. Kind of. After spitting out this confession, I expected everyone to laugh, but that didn't happen. Even Katya stayed silent. Polina tilted her head and studied me with an intrigued look on her face. I was pleased by this wave of attention, but it made me feel bolder, so I asked,
Нарисовать?
"Do you want me to?" Tikhonov slowly nodded. Lilia Pavlovna, we'll conduct a bit of an experiment here, all right?
Пожалуйста,
Of course. I took out a pen, flattened it on a sheet of paper. My classmates stared at me in anticipation. Polina smiled as if it was the best reward I could get for my
Ну
boldness.
что, Ван Гог, рисуй.
Well, go, Van Gogh, draw. Whoa! Wait, this is so interesting. Whoa.
Вот, пожалуйста.
Here. I handed my drawing to the officer.
Это что, лиса?
What's this? A fox?
Смешно,
Very
юморист. Прикажешь ее по лесу с собаками
Should we send
ловить?
a pack of hunting dogs on its trail? Felt like the windows started shaking from everyone's laughter. Even Lilia Pavlovna couldn't help it.
Всё не так.
That's not it. Hey, Petrov, maybe you also met up with Cheburashka. Hilarious, simply hilarious. I was burning at the stake of shame.
Все ясно.
Case closed, I guess.
Ну,
All right.
занимайтесь.
All right, we're gonna go back to the other one. Yeah. Because this is the one chat actually wanted. So we'll go back to this one. Yeah, I could save and use other drawings. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyways, Lilia Pavlovna passed by without looking my way. Polina left after her. My classmates went silent at the same time, as if someone muted the sound on the TV. They followed me with their eyes, and the whole time I was passing by between the rows. Judgmental looks. I felt like I was in the scopes of many sniper rifles. I squeezed through the barricade of desks, looking for Polina. But I stumbled into my new buddies instead. Romka swaggered up to me.
Решил сдать нас ментам.
Decided to rat us out to the cops.
Но я ничего не
I
сказал.
didn't say anything.
Зато подумал.
But sure as fuck thought about it, eh? I mean, I did think about it. Romka towered over me, breathing out a faint smell of tobacco.
Ты
That's not very
сильно
good.
ошибаешься, думая, что без
You're
Семы
very
у тебя
wrong if you
настанут
think
веселые
that
дни.
without Semyon you'll have a better time here.
Мы тебя сосвету живем.
We'll make
Понял?
this place hell for you, got it?
До скорого.
See you,
очкарик.
Four Eyes. My head tilted forward from his slap. What a loser, eh? Kicked me. I wasn't surprised to find another note stuck to my back during the break. It said, "Kick me." My nightmare clearly wasn't about to end. Well, I guess we got bullied a little bit more. I did feel bad selling our girl out, Elisa, so kind of fair. It's been 7 days since the lieutenant visited our class. At first glance, everything was still the same. Ooh, the house, though. The forest still held out its gnarly claws toward the village, and the wind whipped up white flags weaved from the powdery snow every night. When my parents argued in the other room, I would turn up the television's volume to silence their muffled voices and sit close to Olya. Vova and Semyon's photo were still 2 black spots on the notice board, and round-faced Senya hasn't returned home either. But something did change. I could see how different the looks of my classmates were. They met me with a new portion of pokes and insults. Contempt, mockery, and loneliness became my faithful companions. But most importantly, shadows slid across my desk, leaving behind a mysterious note. I glanced into the space between rows, but the messenger was nowhere to be found. Who sent me this note? What could this carefully ripped out and neatly folded piece of paper be hiding from me? More threats, humiliation, or... I took the piece of paper and carefully inhaled the wafting aroma. Blackberry. Inside was a message in beautiful handwriting. I'm waiting at a dead end near the dressing room. Come alone. With a heart! Drunk on the sudden call, I immediately started walking, looking over my shoulder from time to time, making sure nobody was following me. Oh no, he's gonna get confession baited by the girl and beaten up by Katya, probably. Even though I suspected it could be another trap set up by Romka and Biasha at first, this buzzing thought soon left my mind. The two of them didn't have enough combined brain power to fake Polina's note so carefully. I didn't even notice how I almost broke into a run and jumped around the corner. As soon as I did, I rammed into someone else inside the dark nook.
Ой!
Oh! Ow! Oh, I guess it's not bait. Like a magic bird, a green notebook glided to my feet. Polina puffed her cheeks in an exaggerated anger.
Петров!
Petrov, have you lost your sight completely? I fixed my glasses. My nearsightedness wasn't that embarrassing anymore. I bent down and picked up the notebook.
Прости, я так торопился.
Sorry, I was
Ты
in a
меня
rush.
ждала?
Were
Что
you waiting for
случилось?
me? Did something happen? Polina studied me through her eyes and clicked her tongue.
А знаешь, на что ты похож,
Do you know
Антош?
what you look like, Antonsha?
На блюзовую
Like blues
импровизацию.
improv. I blinked in bewilderment.
Это как?
What do you mean?
Для меня все люди
I always
чем-то
associate people I know with
ассоциируются.
something.
И для меня.
I do that
Но не с
too, but
музыкой же.
why music?
Вот как раз с музыкой.
It can't be anything other than music.
Бывают люди,
Some people like guitar
гитарные
solos,
соло. Или
some are like
барабанные
drums,
или военный
some
марш,
like our Lily
как наша
Pavonia are
Лилия
war
Павловна.
marches.
А ты такой
And you're so
задумчивый,
thoughtful, so
таинственный.
mysterious, sometimes
немного
even a bit
печальный.
sad.
Ты точно
You're
блюз.
definitely blues.
А почему
And what about the
импровизация?
improv part?
А это когда слушатель
It's
не
when a listener has
догадывается,
no
куда
idea where the
стрелять
melody will
мелодия.
go,
Какой темп
what tempo
возьмет.
it will attempt. Of course, some of the things Polina said went completely over my head. But I couldn't stop looking at her smile, light like a breeze in May, and her eyes deep in blue.
Чтобы распознать в
One
тебе
needs to have
музыку,
experience
нужен
to
опыт
taste and
и
recognize the music in you. Oh wait,
Это
that's
не
her.
какая-то там эстрада.
You're not some pop music. Sorry, a voice mistake.
Я, наверное, вообще не знаю,
I don't even think
что
I know
такое.
what blues is. Polina gasped and frowned, which made her look even more beautiful.
Не произноси при
Don't
мне
say
такие
something like
слова.
that to my face.
Я тебе
I'll make sure to
обязательно
give you a
дам
cassette.
кассету. Раньше мне дедушка
Grandpa
из
used to
города
bring me so
столько
much music
музыки
from the city.
привозил. И
Jazz,
и
jazz,
swing,
jazz,
классику.
swing, and classical too.
Это он подметил,
He was
что у
one
меня
to
вклад
notice
ума
my
как у
musical
музыканта.
mindset.
Я еще совсем
When I
маленькой
was still very
пыталась
little, I
на
tried
бумаге
recording the
записать
sounds of
звуки
nature
природы.
on paper.
Пение
The songs of the
дождя,
rain,
леса.
the forest.
Эх, мне бы
I wish I had I wish I had ears like yours.
А мне бы твои глаза.
But I'd love to have your eyes. I tensed up, worried she was making fun of me, but Polina shook her head.
Да-да, я серьезно.
No, I'm
У
serious.
тебя глаза
You have the
художника.
eyes of an artist.
Смотришь
You're
на
so good at
вещи и
picturing things.
фиксируешь их. Я
I
так
can't
не
do
умею.
that. Oh, Katya, oh no. Katya walked past us with a trademark frosty glare. We dove into the shadows trying to escape it.
Теперь понимаешь, почему
You
мы тут
understand why we're
прячемся?
hiding here? Right?
из-за таких,
Because of people
как
like
она.
her.
А Катька какая?
What kind of melody is Katya? Polina flashed a sly smile.
Скрип несмазанных
The squeaking
дверных
sound of
петель.
unoiled door hinges. Oh, damn.
Знаешь, такой мерзкий
You know, that nasty discant. I giggled, covering my mouth. Sorry, Chip. Katya didn't hear our whispers, but she suddenly glanced over her shoulder, clearly annoyed. A moment later, she sighed and went her way. Really, as cold as ice. Castle of isolation. I remembered about the notebook I was still clutching in my hand. It turned to my hands. Friends only, Polina Morozova. Instead of a subject name, the front side had the name of the owner and only 2 words. Friends only.
Любопытной Варваре кое-что оторвали.
Curiosity killed the cat, you know?
Прости, это
I'm
анкета?
sorry, is this a questionnaire?
Заполнял когда-нибудь?
Have you ever filled one?
М,
I lied that I had. In reality, girl classmates from my previous school had asked me to fill out their questionnaires. It was quite or had never asked me to fill out their questionnaires. It was quite upsetting. I mean, it was a girl hobby. You just answer a set of standard questions about your favorite actors and colors, but entrusting someone with such a notebook was a sign of friendship. And maybe of something even more. Something I only had a vague idea about.
Хочешь, заполни
You
мою?
can fill out mine if you want. My heartbeat quickened.
Хочу.
I do. Thank you. Polina giggled.
А
Ha
хотя-
ha ha.
Там
Actually,
столько
there are so
секретов.
many secrets there.
Наверное, лучше
You're
тебе
better
не
off
знать,
not
о чем
knowing
мы,
what we
девушки,
girls think.
думаем.
She reached for the notebook, playing with me. I tossed my finding into my free hand. Polina tried to intercept my move. Her hair briefly touched my face. Aww, tickling my nose with its silky locks. I sensed an aroma that immediately filled the whole world. Fragrant, alluring, lively. If only I could picture it, steal it for myself. I felt dizzy, but I gathered myself and spoke in a voice reminiscent of Lieutenant Tikhonov.
Ваша анкета является
Your
важнейшим
questionnaire is an
видом. Я
important
вынужден
piece of
временно
evidence,
изъять
so I'm
его для
afraid I have to
изучения.
confiscate it for further examination. Throw a donut at her face. I need a donut to throw. Polina covered her mouth. They're rounded in fake horror. Another chip.
И что мне грозит за
What kind of
сокрытие
implication?
улик?
What are the implications of concealed evidence?
Следствие покажет.
We'll decide in the course of our investigation.
Сдаюсь, товарищ
I surrender,
милиционер.
Mr. Policeman.
Только обещайте ничего не читать.
Just promise you won't read anything.
Здесь
It's full of
содержится
sensitive
секретный
information.
Боюсь, что мне
I'm afraid
всё-таки
we'll have to
придётся
investigate
выяснить,
whether
не
someone is
влюблён
in
ли
love
кто
with
в
Mr.
гражданина
Petrov.
Петрова.
Polina burst out laughing and pressed herself against my chest, showering me with an aroma of her hair. Damn, she got close. She's actually hugging. Her milky skin that almost looked almost transparent with tiny threads of veins running under it. Her whisper was hot, like a piece of butter sizzling on a pan.
Тогда поклянитесь,
I
что
swear
не
you will keep this
станете
information
разглашать
private.
информацию.
Честная милиция.
I swear on my police badge.
А теперь, Антоша,
And now we need to
самое
hurry,
время
Antosha. Aw, so this is the flirt route. I took out the notebook during class. Skimmed through it, reading into other people's preferences. I was quite surprised to discover Romka's jerky handwriting inside. What the heck? Schwarzenegger. 6B Shafutsky ferry hanging out, buying a BMW. Don't trust, don't fresh, and don't ask. Guessing that's his birthday. 87, wow. DuckTales and Basha. His letters bulged out of the cells, as if embarrassed by their shapelessness. Oh yeah, Katya definitely will gossip if she can. Fearsome Romka found time for something so silly? I chuckled into my fist after I found out that Romka's favorite cartoon is not even Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales. Somewhere in the distance, a teacher was reciting pieces of Andreev's Snapper. I paid them no mind. Polina's page was decorated with flower drawings and clippings from the Cool Girl magazine. Polina, 6B, Franz Schubert. Oh, fitting. Her birthday, listening, see the world. Oh, that's her dream. Robert Schumann. Oh, Schumann and Schubert. Two composers. Losing the people I love is her greatest fear. 92, wow. Town of musical Bremen and Grandpa. Aw. Her favorite musician is Schubert. Her best friend is her grandpa. Her hobby is not violin like I expected, but a much more mysterious listening. Oh, welcome in, Datasat-san. Welcome in. Can such a mundane process really be someone's hobby? I looked at Polina over the heads of other students. She was focused on taking notes. I flipped the pages until I found a blank one, and armed myself with a pen. What's your name? What class is your... Oh, that's your phone number? Wait, I thought that was birthday. What's your name? What class are you in? Favorite music? Favorite holiday? Your hobby? What's your dream? Your hero? Biggest fear? Phone number? Carpool and best friend. Anton Petrov, class 6B. I took a long time to decide on my favorite musician, until a trendy pop band Carman came to mind, with cool dancers in their music videos. Favorite holiday? This one's easy, New Year's. My hobby is drawing. My dream, going to Disneyland, I guess. My hero. My hand moved on its own, writing I stopped on those 2 letters. What if those who read after me will find the answer laughable and stupid? After thinking a bit, I decided that not everything should be disclosed on paper. That's how I turned Da into Spider-Man. Spelling was wrong, but who cares? Your biggest fear, huh? I immediately wrote, losing a person who's dear to me. Phone number. No secret here, 30395. Kontomo, welcome in, Ara. Glad you make it. Glad you made it. Good morning. Oh my. Favorite cartoon. Transformers. Oh, he's an edgy kid. Your best friend. I hesitated, gnawing on the pen's cap. Your best friend. I read the question out loud. It was easy, but at the same time, very important. To answer that was my sister's name, so I carefully wrote on into the squares. Olya. Olya. I repeated my sister's name while sneaking out of the school. There was a cute, freshly drawn dragon in the notebook that I made to please my beloved sister. In this land of darkness and deceit, her support was the only thing that inspired me to keep drawing and stopped me from losing hope in humanity. Refreshing frosty air made my cheeks turn beet red. It was bright outside. The sun looked like a whole egg yolk. The road looked as if it was silvered, and the snow sparkled under the sunlight. I smiled, squinting from the blinding whiteness. Who cares if I don't have any true friends anymore? I have something more important. Someone who needs my help. Someone who will never betray or hurt me. Family is the most important thing ever. That's what my dad always told me. Hey, what's with the stupid grin? My numb lips immediately shrank. Biasha was shuffling his feet in the middle of the yard, his boots restless on ice. It's not a grin. I tried to go around him, to no avail. Lady Fortune waved me goodbye, disappearing into the early twilight. In a hurry, eh?
Немного.
A little
Меня
bit.
папа ждет.
Dad is waiting for me. I'll shoot him a paper message if you're not coming. Or that you're not coming, eh? My eye flinched unwittingly, my skin dampened. Let's go, eh? We have some business to discuss. I felt chills run over my whole body. I didn't like the sounds of that. Small business. Sorry, I have burps right now. Those words accompanied by spitting normally hid very dark deeds underneath them. Strangers that used to call our old apartment used to say, "Get your old man. We have some small business to discuss." Biasha turned around. He looked like an astronaut in his tight hood. If I were to imagine him as a sound, he'd be a deafening whistle, a signal given by someone who stands watch. To my demise, there was nobody at the backyard. Apart from the grim-faced Romka. He stood there, his feet wide apart, his right hand hidden behind his back. Romka's dry lips were tightly pursed. He kept shooting glances at me as he turned around. There he is, eh?
Вижу.
I can see that.
Ну, здорово.
Well, hello there,
Антон.
Antonsha.
Что тебе нужно?
What do you want? Oh, the knife. He slowly took out a thin, carnivorously shiny blade from his back. A knife, the steel butterfly of death that flies towards a victim's heartbeat. I stepped back instinctively and rammed my back into Biasha. Romka's minion pushed me back.
А мы с Бешей
He
хотели
wanted to
узнать,
know,
ты не
do you have any
держишь
hard
нас
feelings for me or Biasha? Romka started picking up on his yellow nail, looking at me with an evil smirk on his
Ну,
face.
там,
Well,
внизу.
there in the forest, we
Мы
kinda
были
roughed you
немного-
up. It's just our poor upbringing, you know.
Да, да, вас
You're not
городских
as
далеко.
cultured as you city folk,
Вот порой нас
so we
и
get
заносит.
feisty sometimes. I nodded, my eyes glued to the knife. The blade glowed under the setting sun, and Romka's eyes had the same evil glow. He stepped toward me. The knife traveled inches from my coat. One moment the steel would cut into the cloth, and if he pushes deeper.
Нам одна птичка напела.
A little bird told us you were snooping about Polina again. I was so scared that it took me a while to remember who Polina was. My brain was malfunctioning, my knees were shaking. Suddenly, our class rep slowly walked up to Romka from behind. I see your boys are getting along quite well.
За мной должок, Катя.
I owe you, Katya. No need to thank me, Romachka. I'm always fighting for true love. Yes, yes, yes. I'll kill you, I swear.
Так, я не
I
слышу.
can't hear you.
Ты к Полине
Were you near
подходила или
Polina or
нет?
not?
Мы так...
Well, we didn't hang out or anything.
Болтать будешь кишками.
The only
когда
thing
я
hanging
тебе
out here will be
ухо
your
вскрою.
guts when I cut open your stomach. Ooh, that's violent. Yeah, is he at school or survival camp? Honestly, feels like he's doing something. What's he gonna pull out next? A campfire? The blade slid across my sleeve with its dull side reaching my collar. The wind made my face cold, but a bead of sweat was still trickling from my temple. A switch flipped in my head. It all made sense now. I remembered Romka constantly sneaking glances at Polina. I remembered his scrawly handwriting in the questionnaire. Why didn't I study it more in depth?
Еще раз замечу
I
рядом
see
с
you near
Полинкой.
Polina even
Меняй на
once,
себя.
and you won't get
Шишками
away
не
with a single
отделаешься.
bump.
Усек?
Got it. A simple bump, sorry. Yes.
Пшел вон!
Now scram! I was probably so hypnotized by the knife that Romka had to repeat his threat.
Вон!
Scram! I thought about the cold, sharp blade when retreating from the yard. I was asking myself whether I had enough courage to break the promise I made to those B words. The aftertaste of horrible water I drank down my meds with lingered in my mouth. My thoughts were focused on Polina, but Romka's threat also came to my mind. I wandered around the house feeling intoxicated and nodded to everything my sister said without trying to discern her words. Olya was talking non-stop, at times lifting up her arms and laughing, only to then suddenly go quiet and give me Mom's signature gnarly look. I was yanked out of the prison of my own mind, where seething thoughts pecked at my brain like harpies, stopping me from coming back to reality. I stared back. Olya looked like a mini version of my mom right now, or our mom. Well, to be precise, she looked like the person Mom tried to be, turned into when we moved here, with her intimidating posture and her eyebrows directed toward the ceiling. You weren't listening to me, were you? She tried spitting out those words at me, copying facial expressions of the persons she spent almost all of her free time with. For a moment, I felt the light Olya exuded from all those years waned and wavered in the wind of prolonged changes. Very soon, my beautiful princess will turn into the dragon that was once guarding her prison tower. That thought was much scarier to me than any other horror sneaking up to me from the future.
Оля, прости.
No! Sorry, Olya.
Ты же не сердишься, правда?
I didn't want to make you mad. I just got lost in thought. I looked around the room, my gaze jumping from one object to another like a hungry beast, trying to find anything that could distract
А давай в
Olya.
приставку поиграем.
Let's play the console. Olya pouted, but there was a spark of interest in her small emerald eyes. The Snow Queen's ice shard inside them started gnawing.
А как же
Thawing, not
второй
gnawing.
джойстик?
And what about the
Не
second?
работает
What about the
же.
second controller? It's not working.
А папе почему?
And Dad has no time to
некогда?
fix it.
Можем из пистолета
We can
пострелять.
play with the light gun.
Ковбоев
What do you
и
want?
уток. Хочешь?
Cowboys? Ducks?
Ты лучше меня играешь.
Yeah, this kid's gotta be like 12, I think. You're better at me than both.
Да ладно
Oh,
тебе.
come on.
Пойди целый день
You must have been
тренировалась,
practicing
пока
this
меня
whole time
дома
I
не
was
было.
away from home. Olya burst up laughing. Her heart was warm once again. How did you know?
Ты догадалась? Я сейчас знаю,
But I'm
что
a good shooter
это.
now. You've already
На
lost.
кого напала?
You've picked the
Включай
wrong fight
скорее.
here. Come on, turn it on. I'm gonna eat a chip. Oh. Aww. Little Olya jumped toward the TV set, and after flicking the power switch, started blindly feeling around the other side of the photon, trying to plug the console's cable into the antenna input. Bits of TV shows started flashing on the CRT screen. When I armed myself with the remote to look for the channel with the sought-after Dendi signal.
Что дома интересного происходило?
Did anything interesting happen at home? It was a mundane question for me. I didn't put any actual meaning behind it. But Olya's expression suddenly changed. She lost all of the childish nonchalantness she worked so hard to acquire
Оль,
before.
что-то случилось?
What happened, Olya? My sister managed to put the cable in its place and started brushing off her dust-covered hand. She was clearly looking for the courage to continue the conversation.
Мама,
Mom, she... Olya went silent, and for a moment, I thought I saw tears welling up in her eyes.
ее опять
She had this scary thing happen to her again. My sister looked at me with wet eyes. What does this mean?
приступ.
She had a fit, huh? This had happened before, but it was a rare occasion. Now that we moved to this godforsaken place, Mom's fits rose in frequency.
Папа принес большую рыбу.
Oh, that's weird. That's creepy. Dad brought home a big fish. It was wrapped in newspaper and had a foul smell.
И пахло-то.
Mom got angry again. She took up a knife. Olga squirmed, looking fearfully out of the window. They started screaming at each other. I froze, imagining my little sister so small and unnoticeable, standing in the kitchen doorway. She wasn't even trying to hide. Our parents just paid her no mind at all.
Потом мама ударила.
Then, Mom stroked with her fist.
Вот так.
Like this! Olga slightly moved her fist downward, imitating a strike.
Рыбу.
She hit the fish.
Она была живая.
It was still alive, Tosha. Must have been in pain. And Mom! It was easy to imagine what happened next. The writhing fish with a blade between its fins squirted some foul-smelling musk into Mom's face. Oh gosh, this is awful. Whenever death got close to my mom, be it a person who was hit by a bus in front of us, when their blood was smeared all over the windshield, or when Grandma chopped off a chicken's head, Mom would always go into a weird, dreadful fit. Her eyes would roll over. She'd fall. Oh gosh. Wait, that's terrifying. Her eyes would roll over. She would fall on her face with like a freshly cut tree and start writhing just like the agonizing fish, turning over chairs and blurting out bits of scary sentences. What about Dad? Did he help her? Olya shuddered as if remembering Painter. Yes, but at first... He started laughing, Tosha. He let out an evil laugh when he saw that Mom was in trouble. But then he cried. Olya's story made me raise an eyebrow. Also, do you think Sasquatch is real, Sydney? Oh, thank you for the super chat. Sasquatch? That's a great question. I think it's possible. I think it's very much possible. You never know these kinds of things. It seemed like the forest real in this game, though. In this game, absolutely. In this game, Sasquatch is definitely real. It seemed like the forest's oozing madness had not only completely consumed our mom, but also infected our strong and courageous dad. I quickly stepped towards Olya and locked her in a tight embrace. She dug her face into my chest and I could feel her shirt becoming wet, or my shirt becoming wet.
Издеваются друг над
Why are they
другом.
bullying each other, Tosha?
Они
Are they
сумасшедшие.
crazy? I stuttered, unable to justify the actions of her parents. I had run out of words, and all I could do was hug Olya even tighter. What the fuck? Oh god, oh god. Oh god. Oh god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh god. Oh god, oh god. What was that? What was that? Oh gosh. Oh my god, I actually just like fell out of my chair. Holy shit. Oh my god, that was so scary. Turn it off quick! No matter how many times she saw this intro, she would always react the same, just like when she saw that owl. Holy shit, that was freaky. That was freaky, oh my gosh. I mean, I also got goosebumps every time this ghastly face appeared on the screen, so I immediately complied with my sister's request. Oh my god, oh my god. There's no other option, huh? Oh gosh, I have to make a choice. Oh my gosh. Finally, the game selection screen showed up for the cartridge that was bundled with the console. Too bad most of the names here were just different levels of the same game. I picked up the gray rectangular controller and started looking around the pixel letters to find the familiar English word for duck. I dropped my phone. Yeah, I had no idea it was that came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. Background music from the menu soothed Olya's mind, and she asked in a calm voice,
А как твои
"How are
дела?
things at school?"
Ничего хорошего.
Nothing good.
Школа новая.
The school is
Достается
new,
его
but my
по-прежнему.
treatment is the same.
Словно и не переезжал.
As if we never moved.
Задолбала.
I'm so tired of this. Before despair could lead me down its depressing road toward the clutches of oppressive thoughts, something evil writhed deep in my skull, awakened wild and pleasant memories. Oh, the bunny behind him. It's Meep, guys.
Хотя знаешь,
Actually,
кое-что
something good
хорошее
did
сделала.
happen. Olya was watching with hope, filled eyes as a wicked smile spread on my face, faintly resembling the wound from a box cutter knife.
И еще один мальчик.
Another boy went missing. Tosha, do you think that's good? Why did you say that? My sister's voice trembled when she looked into my eyes through the thick lenses.
Знаешь,
You know, that other missing boy. Vova. Maybe what happened to him was all his fault. Maybe he did something so bad that he no longer deserved to live. Oh my gosh. Don't be so cruel, please! Olya pressed her knees into her chin and then hugged them with her hands, trying to take up less space. Gosh, that's terrifying. As if she wanted to shrink or even disappear altogether. It was the only reasonable thing for us to do. Go missing among all the other broken toys. And never encounter evil parents or mad classmates. We're the only ones left for each other. The only ones who can protect, listen, and sympathize. Which means she's bound to listen to what I think about them all. These beasts pretending to be children that are so eager to bully the weak. It was my turn to speak. I think they won't be the last. My breath quickens, my fingers start banging on the wooden floor. People like them are not worthy of living, going to the same school with us, or looking at your light. My thoughts got tangled, they slipped away along with my calmness. Oh my gosh, she's actually going crazy. Tosha, stop, you're scaring me! Don't be scared. Or don't be scared, I can protect you. I finally noticed that Olya was looking at me like I was a stranger. Who are you? The rage that welled up in me subsided. It was hid under the guise of my cowardliness, leaving me alone with the growing feeling of guilt for scaring my sister. Olya, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I guess I'm just going crazy at that school. She rushed to embrace me, barely holding back her tears. It's okay, Tosha, just please, never say anything like that again. I swear on my mom's heart. Olya flashed me a better smile. And you told me I shouldn't say that. You're right, let's start playing already. I'll go first. Player 1, get ready. Do I have to play? I don't have to play, right? Well, this is cute. Oh wait, I actually have to play, I think. Oh, I'm player 2. I'm gonna pretend to miss to make her feel better. Yeah, I'm pretending to miss to make her feel better. This is all what it's about. This is all what it's about. Let's get dangerous! I feel like her gun's much more intense. Oh dang, she's picking it up. Okay. Oh wait, this is kind of hard. This is kind of hard. She's kind of beating me. She's kind of beating me. I'm kind of bad at this. Nice, almost as good as me. Wow, we're really just playing this game. Final round. Wow. All right, my turn. Let's go. Oh, wait, I'm doing pretty good. Oh my gosh, that was hard. Wait, this is more difficult than it looks. I got that one. Sibling bonding time. Oh, nice. Nice. Wait, I think I win. I think I win. This doesn't count. You were closer to the screen. I'm not playing with you anymore. Oh, I should have let her win. I should have let her win. My mom only managed to get through to me on her third attempt. Anton, there's a call for you. It's a girl. I sobered up in an instant and rushed to the hallway.
Не споткнись, смотри.
Watch your step. I grabbed the phone, pressed it to my chest, looking at my mom. She shrugged and went into the room, gathering the toys around by Olya as she went.
Hello?
Hello?
У твоей мамы такой молодой голос.
Your mom has such a nice voice, a young voice. Aww.
Ну да.
Well,
Она сама молодая.
yeah. I mean, she is young.
Не мешаю?
Are you busy right now?
Нет, что ты.
Of course not. Wow, he really just leaves his sister to go talk to his crush. Wow. If only she knew how costly this conversation could be for me, what risks I took just answering this call. There were a pen and shabby notebook lying on the nightstand. I picked them up and started moving the tip of the pen across the paper, producing chaotic doodles that always turned into hearts. always ended up turning into hearts.
Я тут подумала, мне надо тебе сказать кое-что.
I've been thinking I need to tell you something. I froze. It can't be. Does she like me?
Последнее время у тебя такой...
You've been looking lost, so lost lately. When I saw you at school today, you were pale like a ghost. I couldn't find words. My heart was aflutter in anticipation. I wanted to say that I'm on your side. Aw, that's better than a love confession. A smile was spinning across my face in anticipation for Polina's next words.
Тебя очень жаль.
But I feel so sorry for you.
Хорошие ребята, как ты,
Good guys like you deserve
очень,
better.
очень хочется
I want to
видеть
believe
глаза,
that you'll find the
твои
strength to fight back at some point and the others will stop picking on you. The pen fell out of my weak fingers. Is that all she's gonna say?
девушку найдешь.
Maybe you'll even find a girlfriend. She sounded as if she was unsure of her own words. Well, I just wanted to let you know that you're a nice guy. It was a total failure. That's not a total failure. Come on, this is step one. This is step one. Also, you're 12. You shouldn't be thinking about girlfriend, boyfriend. I mean, you can, but it's a little early for that. It's not a total failure, man. You're getting there. You're getting there. Take your time. Get to know each other. It's only been a little bit of time. Geez, kids these days, they're all rushing into it. Come on. Take your time with your crutches. Get to know someone. Make sure they're the right person first. You've known this girl for how long? Compassion instead of an invitation to hang out.
Ты тут?
You there? Before I could reply, Olya descended the stairs. She was holding some book in a pink cover. Encyclopedia of a Young Lady.
Ты долго еще?
Will you take long? I covered the handset with my
Я
hand.
разговариваю.
I'm in the middle of a
Что
conversation. What happened?
Почитай мне,
Read me a
пожалуйста.
bedtime story, please.
Мама уснула.
Mom fell asleep.
Иди к себе, я сейчас.
Go to your room. I'll be there in a minute.
Только быстрее,
Just be
ладно?
quick, okay?
Ладно.
Fine. Oh, he's getting sister blocked. That's not the right word. My last reply sounded excessively annoyed. I sighed, watching my sister running up the stairs.
Алло, Полина?
Hello, Polina?
Прости, мне надо бежать.
Sorry, I need to run. Can you imagine? There's someone in love with me and he snoops about under my windows, demanding that I go on a date with him.
Прогоню его.
I'll go chase him away before Grandma wakes up. Or maybe I should give him a chance. I bit my lower lip in jealousy.
Интересно?
I'll tell you tomorrow if you want.
В конце концов, друзья.
We're friends after all. Oh shit! Oh god, that's mortifying. That's horrifying. Oh my gosh. Friends. At least she didn't say we were besties. Gosh, this is like a...
конечно.
That's awful. Yeah, sure.
Добрый.
Good. The buzzer hummed at my brain. Get that off my screen. What? Don't say those words. Anton, chill. You're gonna become an incel at this rate. You're gonna become an incel if you think thoughts like this. Oh my gosh. He's possessive. No. 12-year-olds shouldn't be thinking these thoughts. Or well, it's okay to think these thoughts as long as you learn that they're wrong the moment you think these thoughts and you get help and you change. Dirty, not very nice word to call someone who does sex work. An angry voice spoke through the teeth in my brain. Like a restless zombie devoid of consciousness, I dragged my feet up the staircase. This game is so dark. Oh my gosh. I wish I could tell my dad, ask for his manly advice, but he doesn't show up home until late at night because of his new job. My parents don't have time for me, to put it lightly.
Ну, где твоя книжка?
Well, where's your book? I stuttered. The kid's room was empty. Olya? She probably snuck into my room. I started walking down the corridor. The room was infested with shadows. Oh, I don't like this. I'm taking my headphones off. Oh gosh. The blinds were wavering like there was someone hiding behind them. I smiled, sneaking toward the window, and threw open the curtain. No!
Попалась!
Gotcha! No. There was nobody behind the cloth. The window was a TV screen showing winter scenery. The lamppost, the field, a couple walking figures in the middle of it. Alisa and Olya! I gasped and pressed my fist to my mouth, sinking my teeth into it. Alisa was leading Olya into the thicket. I needed less than a minute to hurriedly dress and run out of the house. My heart was beating like a firing machine gun. The wind carried the cold, resinous smell of coniferous trees from the forest. Freezing air crackled somewhere in the field. Two shadows loomed in front of the gate. I could only recognize one of them as my sister and the fox girl because of their height. I ran toward the fence, listening to the howling wind of the squeaking snow. One of the figures moved and slowly glided toward the thicket like an ice skater. I slowly touched down and touched my glasses, trying in vain to adjust my vision to the surrounding darkness. Worry landed on my shoulders like a weightless snowflake. A snake woke in my belly and started writhing. I felt nauseous. I thought about my home, the flimsy fortress I'd left behind. I finally caught up with my sister, dressed only in a
Оля!
coat. Oria, have you seen the
Оля,
foxy?
зачем ты вышла на улицу?
Oria, why did you go outside?
Если мама
If
узнает...
mom finds out. My sister froze in place, facing the taiga. She was in the hand's reach. I put my numb wrist on her shoulder for some reason, probably to make sure it wasn't A pointy beak was directed at me, strewn with feathers that formed an owl face. Something wearing a bird mask was staring at me. She won't. The voice sounded exactly like Olya's, but there was something else hiding behind the feathers and carton. I sprinted away as if I got whipped. The masked creature only pretending to be Olya, just to lure me out. I was running like crazy, drowning in snow. The house in front of me was rapidly growing. The yellow lights in its windows granted me hope. My mom and sister were there at their salvation. I couldn't hear anything from behind me, as if nobody was chasing me. Man, maybe it's because owls can fly? I was already climbing the porch when I noticed another figure. What the hell? From the soot's black shadow of the house, a scruffy wolf club crawled out and stood in my way. Its movements were jerky, chaotic, as if it was performing some terrifying dance, or convulsing during a stroke. It's his mom! Everyone's becoming forest animals! Even though I could clearly see the wolf's face was a mask, something in this werewolf's convulsion made me freeze in place. The boy in the wolf's costume rubbed his side against the porch and fell to his knees. It bent its back so hard that I expected its spine to crack. The beast's eyes shone, but he didn't attack. He just kept crawling around and running on all fours. I shifted my feet, my mouth agape, trying to keep him in my line of sight. Something was trickling from the slit in the mask. Viscous drops fell on the wooden planks. Saliva. Some unknown force pushed me in the back, whispering me to save myself. The fence was flashing by at the edge of my vision. I was, whoa God, what are those? I was running in the other direction this time, towards the toothy edge of the forest that smelled like pine. My heartbeat measured time. The wolf boy growled behind my back, as if he forgot his human nature. Grr, grr. My right leg got stuck in the snow-laden cavity. I yanked it out, cursing under my breath. Shit, and fell to the ground. Plastered snow preventing me from standing up and from propping myself against anything. But my unbound thirst for life happened to get me out of that trap. Darkness was creeping closer, like the toxic fumes of burial pyres. I ran, again, gasping for air that stung my throat. My hair swayed in the wind. I lost my hat when I fell down. My ears were now hot from the freezing cold, while most of my body was still sweaty. The field finally ended. After realizing I was running into the forest wasn't the smartest decision I could make, I dove into the light of trees. I ran without stopping, my face covered with one of my palms. I didn't want to lose an eye to some random branch. Branches whipped my clothes, pricked my skin like butchers that were herding a pig into the grinder. A knot of roots sprouting from the ground grabbed at my foot. I rammed into the scratchy trunk, slid down to its base, and looked around in panic. Oh, you're so fast! My first desire was to dash toward her and hug her. I resisted and squeezed myself even tighter into the pine. You!
Что ты здесь делаешь?
What are you doing here? This and that. She was holding the hat I lost. Working part-time and lost and found. Put it on, your ears will freeze and maybe even fall off soon. She giggled. I squinted in suspicion and shifted my gaze back and forth between her and the hat, scared that Elisa might be holding a severed head or something even more sinister. But in the end, my hat turned out to be just my hat. Nothing else I can do. I took it and pulled it over my forehead. Feeling warmer? I didn't reply.
Там во дворе были какие-то дети.
There were some children in the yard. And did they bite you or something? No. Then why did you run away? The answer was obvious, but after rolling the thought on my tongue, I mumbled,
Не знаю.
I don't know. And why did I promise never to call you a dunce? Why did I promise to never call you a dunce again? Oh well, I keep my promises. She walked up to me and grabbed me by the elbow. I sensed the familiar aroma of mint, oranges, and burnt sparklers. I wanted to lean into Alice to savor the minute details of her smell. How many times do I need to tell you? You're safe as long as you're with me. I'm your friend. And they are too. I quickly turned around toward the place the fox was pointing to. Kids in masks appeared in the clearing. At least they looked like kids, since they were all pretty short. A wolf boy, an owl girl, and a bear boy. Oh shit! Olya, Semyon, and Vova. Oh my gosh! What if those are the What if those are the people? They all huffed and gasped for air, clearly tired from running around. I thought you fell through the snow. Started digging around, but couldn't find you. And I didn't. Didn't care enough. You see, if you're dumb, you run around and dig. And if you're smart, you wait for the others to get tired of running around and digging. Then you start talking. You're a rat! Degenerate!
А?
Huh?
Не обращай внимания.
Don't mind him, he's a weirdo. I stood there, stupefied, my mouth agape, and my hands dangling helplessly. I had no idea how to react to the words of these late-night guests, but I managed to squeeze out something resembling a smile.
Вы просто меня напугали.
You just scared me, that's all. Oh. I guess they're not too bad. They started looking at each other. Somebody even snorted, as if I said something funny. Yes, yes, the fox is right!
Это он.
He's the one. No, this is our... Have we finally found him? Our bunny. Yes, he looks the part. The wolf boy started wagging as part of his costume, like he felt like it was his tail in incitement. First!
Ну, конечно, ты
Of course you were first. Wolfie here was the first to sense the bunny in you. He told us about you.
Здравствуй.
Hello.
нашей совушкой ты знаком.
And you've already met our Hootie before. She isn't that scary, is she?
Да,
I guess.
Этот улыбчивый бугай.
And this smiling big guy is Teddy. Be mindful of him or he'll chew off your head.
Зачем это?
What?
Да.
I see you've also dropped your sense of humor somewhere on the way here. I was still unsure if these peculiar little animals had the best intentions in mind, so I hid my hands behind my back, trying to look away from the gaping holes in their carnival masks. Elisa put her hands to her sides in a theatrical manner, and somehow managed to wink with her fox face.
Когда в следующий раз придем,
Next time we come, we'll ring bells for you. That way you'll be less scared of our visit. Do we even have any bells? I won't be ringing. My paw hurts. Wait, he's missing a mitten. Maybe that's Volva? My smile was no longer fake. Ah, you showed us your teeth. That's a good sign. I didn't expect you to find us fun. I thought it was an emotion reserved strictly for Disneyland.
Откуда ты знаешь?
How do you know that? I read about it somewhere. Is the fox girl Polina? She had to leave to go somewhere. She had to leave to go somewhere and now she's here. Wait, is the fox girl Polina? No way.
Полина?
Yeah, he does look like Semyon. He does look like Semyon, honestly, the bear mask guy. I think so too. You read about me? Aren't you funny? About Disneyland, darling. You can read human? Do you think I've been going to school every day for nothing? She goes to school! It's gotta be Polina. She sang in a croquet-ish voice.
как детей не замечать.
Where to
как
learn about
мечты
neglect, where are
различать.
your dreams?
Учат в школе, учат в школе,
I'll
учат
just
в
let it play. I'm
школе.
not gonna read this out.
Крепко-накрепко вломить, с детства слабеньких чморить. Учат в школе, учат в школе, учат в школе.
That is so creepy. I let out a cautious laugh. My new acquaintances didn't seem so scary anymore. On the contrary, they looked friendly and welcoming. There was something about them that attracted me. Just like this clearing, this moon, and the snowflakes that fell backwards from the ground to the sky, as if someone was rewinding a tape. What is going on? The masked kids got close and I felt their touch. They gave me friendly taps, felt my clothes as if checking whether I was real. There was no animalistic malice in their touch, only pure childish curiosity. For some reason I thought to myself, I can trust them. Snowflakes just kept on floating upwards. Nobody will hurt you anymore. Friend! And if someone else tries to. Fox gave me a slight tug and burst out laughing. Well then, Tosha, would you want to go screaming or come with us?
Куда?
Where to? Aha, to the amusement park! At that moment, Taiga's deceptive silence was broken by the sound of a distant flute. Mesmerizing and alluring, it brought about the ring of crystal glass and the whispers of fresh winter spring. If I had any doubts before, the flute song shattered every last one of them. I started following my new friends before I could even make my decision. My legs carried me of their own free will. And the tunnels made of pines stepped apart. Bushes bowed in front of our procession. Everything looked dreamlike. Because even the clearing we ended up on, I only saw in my dream. The flute soared up in the treetops like some fantastical bird. Snowflakes floated up in a spiral. The moon painted tree branches with silver. Elisa gasped in amazement. I was also in awe. I tilted my head backwards as far as I could. Ooh, what a sight!
Очень красиво.
It's so beautiful. Wolfie howled in agreement. This is nothing. I can show you much more if you want. I did want. I wanted to see what the fox girl saw with her eyes, hidden in the semi-dark shade, the semi-dark of her cape. And I didn't feel weird asking it. Now I didn't feel weird about these masked kids. I felt weird for being the only one without a mask. I felt like I was naked in the January winds.
Скажите, а зачем
Why
вам
do you
маска?
wear these masks? I was trembling, but I wasn't scared. My trembling wasn't caused by the cold. It originated from the peculiar anxiousness, the anticipation of something amazing. And why do you ask? I touched my cold
Я без
cheek.
маски.
I'm not wearing one. Aha! I love human tails. Human nails? Human fails. I've already told you. All the villagers wear masks. It's just you won't find anything human underneath them.
И даже я?
Even me? You're so clumsy, Anton. We've already found your glasses once already. And your hat. And your real face. Oh, that's spooky. I think there was someone watching them. I definitely saw that. Mizo. I looked at the fox. I looked at the mask the fox was holding out to me. The bunny mask that looked like a silver ingot under the moonlight. I was curious to see the world through its slits. I guess I have no other choice. Suddenly, finding its way through the flute's melody, a thought came to me. The glasses they found were in Semyon's possession. My new acquaintance must have known what happened to him. Or even worse.
А куда подевался Семен?
And where did
Что с ним
Semyon
стало?
disappear to? What happened to
И с
him?
остальными детьми.
The other children. The bear and the owl looked at each other. The wolf curled into a ball. The fox lowered the pointy nose of her mask. The one who was kept in a cage. The one who cuts into little pieces raw. The one who wears a skin face took them. If I knew how to cross myself, I'd do it.
Хотите сказать,
You saying
это
it was a
был-
human? Were you even listening to us? How could you call someone like him a human?
Одно слово.
There's just one word for him. An adult. It's too easy to get lost in the adult world. Killers, cruel animal trainers, and cold parents. If you don't want to get sad, better not to think about them. I don't know about you, but I definitely don't want to be sad.
И я сегодня...
Somehow I'm also not sad today.
Антон,
What about you, Anton? Huh? I was so lost in thought, staring at the pines, trying to pinpoint the location of the flute. I was sure that person who played it was standing right behind the piney stockade. Someone tall, going over the holes in the flute with their long fingers.
что? Сядем
What now?
тосковать
Are we gonna
и
sit down to be
займемся
sad and be
отдыхом.
sad or have some fun?
Алиса хотела что-то
Melissa wanted to
показать.
show me something. Let's start with the sweet stuff. The fox girl took out a handful of candy from her pocket and handed them to each of the kids. Covers shuffled. The smell of pineapple, cocoa, and melon wafted through the air. A skinwalker, yeah. The last treat, a chocolate-covered waffle candy. Elisa put it right in my mouth. My tongue was engulfed in spiciness. It felt like my body was covered in fur, and small sparks were running along it. I chewed on the waffle and the chocolate, gulped them down, enjoying the vivid taste.
Спасибо.
Thanks. My gratitude was barely audible because my lips were already touching the insides of a mask. I didn't even notice how I put it against my face. The papier-mâché was warm. The mask stuck to my skin, giving it a nice prickle. The kind where you dive into a hot bath after being outside in winter, when you lie down and purr from the soapy water. See, I told you this is yours.
Моё.
Mine.
Чего стоим?
What are we waiting for? The fun won't have itself. Right. The melody kept swirling in the field like a hurricane. I couldn't wait to release the energy, the heat that this enchanting music was filling me with. Whoa! The owl jumped up and disappeared into the sky. I heard her laughter from somewhere above, and then she landed back, huffing and sighing. You can do it too! Give it a try! I followed suit. What the? Whoa! My feet tore off from the ground. I flew towards the stars like a rocket and screamed from happiness after seeing my friends down below. Wow, this is the first colored frame, guys. It's like he's truly alive now. This is the first colored frame in the entire visual novel. The wind helped me fly. It felt like I was jumping on a huge trampoline. Whoa, I'm getting chills, guys. Wow, even the text box has color now. The stars look like vivid sparkles that I could reach and lick up. The moon also got closer, and then I plunged. I was scared that I'd break my legs for a moment, but my soles landed softly on the ground and I regained my balance. You're safe with us, and all your dreams will come true. I'm so happy that I finally found you, Bunny. In a fit of merry laughter, I realized the most important thing. These four were not a threat. My real enemies, and I felt that with every single hair on my mask, were those who knew nothing about magic. Humans from the village. Well, this is spooky. I also realized how alive my surroundings had become. I felt the dry grass under the snow moan. I saw faces in the trees and stars. The trees were smirking and the stars were grimacing in fear. What the? That's right, be scared. I'll jump up to you, and I snapped my teeth and let out a jubilant laugh, jumping along with the fox. This is definitely a weird cult. We flew higher than the tallest pines and stayed in the air. I swirled. Elisa followed my rhythm. I knew that she was smiling, so I smiled too. The flute just kept on playing, carrying us higher and higher.
Эй, тебе что?
Hey, did someone put a Polina? Hey, did someone put a spell on you? That someone is standing next to me, I thought, trying to unglue my chin from my desk. My muscles felt slightly sore, but that feeling was pleasant. The whole class was wandering about for some reason, whispering and passing notes to each other. Their faces looked like discolored masks to me, bleak and boring. I yawned, remembering the time I was soaring high above in the forest, with Elisa by my side, laughing and squeezing my hand. Huh? Perhaps. No, probably. It was all just a dream. Because I didn't walk back from the forest. I just woke up in my bed on a normal morning with tea and medicine. Still, I was hardly worried about trying to find a rational explanation for my night dance. The feeling of flight was much more important. The knowledge of how it feels to be hanging in the air above the treetops of the majestic pines and baring my teeth at the moon.
Прости, задумался.
Sorry, I just got lost in thought.
Слышал уже про Катю?
Have you heard about Katya?
А?
Huh? No. No! Another one! Oh my gosh. I glanced at the empty seat in front of me.
Катя пропала.
Katya went missing. My sleepiness was gone in an instant. I frowned in suspicion.
Как пропала?
What do you mean? It can't be! No way! No way. Last seen at the schoolyard. She's dressed in a fur-hooded coat, knitted hat, pom-pom. Oh my gosh.
Катя!
Katya, no! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow, wait, that's the end. Oh my gosh, the cliffhanger. Wow. Wow. Wait, that's crazy, guys. Wow. That's it for now. I guess it's still in development, so I'm looking forward to the remainder of it. Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. What an interesting chapter. Wow. I'm looking forward to the remainder of this game. This is going to be absolutely so cool. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. I had a lot of fun. It was a blast. Visit their page. There's episode 3 for now. I see. Hopefully episode 4 soon. That was a really cool chapter. Though, man, there were more jump scares than I was expecting. Wow. Okay, well, with that, I think it's time to end the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by, my fellow Tomoyachis. I will see you on Wednesday for Magic the Gathering. Hopefully that'll be interesting. It's a game I've played a lot before. Not a nerd, not addicted, I swear. Low-key addicted. But yeah, so I'll see y'all next time. Otsutomo, everyone. Otsutomo, what a cliffhanger indeed. All right, bye. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We're almost to 100k subscribers, so if you could hit the bell and share, I'd really appreciate it. I post every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Alright, that's all, my dudes. Remember, as always, love, peace, and weed.